As they say in Harambe 20, which is let's go. Now, how we say hello, we say Jumbo. So, Jumbo, everybody, my name is Matt. I'm going to be your safari guide as we travel through Harambe Wildlife Reserve. If you notice that spotting guide above you, it'll help you identify the animals that we've seen on the reserve today. Might not be able to see all of them, but there's a good chance you'll see a lot of them. Now, if you folks are taking pictures, great. Have the cameras out ready to go. Have them set on the motion setting or the sports setting. I can't stop at every single animal, folks. I don't want to get you any blurry pictures. An awesome picture of an animal can turn into a picture of a tree. And there's a lot of trees out there, too. Now, we're just kind of waiting in line until we get our clearance to head into the reserve, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long at all. Now, as we're going on, a little history of our reserve. It was established in 1971 as part of the Conservation Act. And over the years, the animals have gotten used to us. That is great for us, because we can pull right near the animals, get some nice close views. Now, because of that, one thing I'm going to say is, do not call out to the animals whatsoever. No whistles, clicks, kissy sounds, clapping at the animals, anything of the sort, any loud noises. Yeah, the animals, well, they actually really don't like it, and they're going to walk away from us, and depending on how loud the noise is, they might even run away. We don't want to lose those views then as we're going along. Now, we got our clearance, so the first part of the reserve we'll be heading into is going to be Little Aturi Forest. Forest is the key word there. You got to keep a lookout for any animals anywhere, the patterns, the coats that they have. It's going to help them blend it well into their background. You see anything as we're going along throughout the entire reserve, don't hesitate to point, because I will too. Now, the first animal off to the right here, this is going to be an okapi. You'll notice that okapis have stripes on their hindquarters, so it looks like it's related to the zebra. But by studying their skeletal structure, you can see they're actually related to the giraffe. It's very similar, especially if you look at their head. It almost looks like the exact same as a giraffe. Nice view of her out there. Very shy and reclusive, to the point that they weren't discovered by the Western world until about 1901. Alright, we're going to be coming up to a watering hole here. Watering holes are a gathering place for animals. Now we're going to be passing by several animals that will be coming up on the right. There's actually two different subspecies of animals. So as I pull around the bend here to the right, you can see these rust-colored animals right near the wall. These are bongos, sometimes called ghosts of the forest. Both male and female bongos have horns, and the horns are slicked back. Helps them run through the jungle without getting caught. Up on the hill to the right, it's not a deer, it's a greater kudu, second tallest antelope in Africa. Female greater kudu because she doesn't have any horns. And a black rhino off to the left right there. Now, black rhinos can run at about 35 miles an hour. They have a very thick hide. They may seem indestructible, but they've been hit hard by poachers. Sadly, there's less than 5,000 black rhinos in existence. That's counting zoos and in the wild. That's not a lot. Alright, we're going to keep moving through the brush. I'm not seeing anything just yet. Okay, coming up ahead here. Alright, so coming up on the left, you're going to see these large black and white birds right here. These are saddle-billed storks. They stand about 5 feet tall with a wingspan of about 8 to 9 feet. That's as wide as this truck. Alright, so we're going to be leaving Little Aturi Forest, going to be heading right into the Safi River. I've been hearing reports of some hippos in the area. Let's go try and find some hippos. Oh, looks like I can see two of them right up ahead. Just kind of hang alongside the river, so we're going to get a nice view of them. Now, hippos spend most of their time in the water in order to keep themselves from getting overheated. So we got these two up ahead here taking a nap, so this is going to be great for us, since it's like a little cool morning. They can hold their breath around 5 to 8 minutes at a time. Hippos can swim. They really just kind of prefer to walk along the bottom of the river. Bounce more than anything. They walk on the bottom, bounce up to get air, and go right back down. So there's two to the right, and then I can see some to the left as well. So we got to be on both sides. A group of hippos are called a bloat, so this is a bloat of hippos here. Interesting reflex. So they're taking a nap underneath the water, and it's time for them to get a breath of air. Automatically lift their head up, get that breath of air, and lower their head right back down without even waking up. Now you can see the pelicans here. These are pink-backed pelicans. They live in groups and colonies, and as you can see, about an 8-foot wingspan. Now, hippos are largely nocturnal. They're going to come down to land at night in order to graze upon the grasses along the riverside. One hippo in one night can have about 150 pounds worth of vegetation. They'll also get up to that max size about 5,000 pounds. You know, give or take like 500 pounds. You're going to be crossing the Rickety Bridge, and those are Nile crocodiles down there. Nile crocs grow 18 to 20 feet long, jaw strength more than 2,000 pounds per square inch. Can and will take down prey like zebra wildebeest. Lots of times you see with their jaws open, that just helps them regulate their body temperature. Gorgeous animals. Let's go. Now we are transitioning from one ecosystem to another, leaving the Safe River, making our way to the savannah. Different ecosystems mean different plant life and animal life. We're gonna go see what we can find. Coming up on the right here, this is going to be a baobab tree. It'll stay leafless 9 months out of the year, retain water during the hot drought months, gets the nickname upside down tree, and you can see why. We're going to see some more up ahead. The more important stuff's coming up right here. We're going to be coming up to one of the best views of the reserve, and this is the Serengeti grasslands. Now, the grasslands will spread for hundreds of miles across eastern Africa, act like a super highway for the animals like zebra wildebeest. Also home some of the more popular ones like African elephants, lions, and, giraffes. It's just a small snapshot of the Africa that we all work together in order to conserve and protect. I can see a giraffe up ahead. Be on the lookout for some zebras. Give you a little bit of a better understanding. There are multiple different subspecies of both zebra and giraffe. How you tell the difference pattern that they have and the build that they have. Now look at the pattern of the giraffes off to the right here. See how it's like this dark, jagged leafed edge? Well, these are going to be Maasai giraffe. Good way to remember Maasai. Kind of think messy because the patterns are regular like. Fittingly enough, group of giraffes are called the tower. Makes sense. So good sized tower spread around here. Get another view coming up ahead. Now the grayish animals on the move here to the right, these are wildebeest, one of the animals that participate in one of the largest land animal migrations in Africa. What is amazing about wildebeest is they can go like 5 days without a drink of water. That helps them out when they're migrating. Alright, so it looks like I can see some more giraffes up ahead, some more wildebeest on the move. I think I can see something else too. Yep, coming up on the left here, one of my absolute favorite animals. These are African painted dogs, not hyenas. They're going to work together in packs to take down prey, and one of their techniques is just to kind of keep chasing the prey till it falls down from exertion. They have an 80% success rate compared to a lion's 30% success rate. Now, because of that, their eating hierarchy is actually different from hyenas and lions. The young, the old, and the sick eat first before the healthy, so they're taken care of. Oh, they're on the move. That's really good to see them there. Brown and white antelope off to the left over there. Those are sable antelope. Ever charged by a predator, drop to their knees and lower their 5-foot-long horns to defend themselves. Another view of the Maasai giraffe there to the left. Large earthen mounds you're seeing around here are termite mounds, hard as concrete. Elephants love using them as a scratching post and worn down over time, kind of like some of those to the right. You're going to see smaller animals like springbok, Thompson's gazelle climb on top of them. Use them as like a lookout point for any predators hiding in the grass. Alright, so we've been seeing a mixture of adults, young ones. I thought I could see a couple of at least one baby giraffe as we were coming down the overlook. You can always tell a baby giraffe because when they're born, they're around 5 to 6 feet tall, and then gets that average adult height around 18 to 20 feet. But kind of give you an idea of like perspective, your eye level is roughly around 7 to 8 feet off the ground. Gives you an idea of just how tall these giraffes are. Gorgeous view of them. Now, giraffes like to eat a lot. They're going to eat around 18 to 20 hours a day. They only need about like 30 minutes of sleep, and they kind of break up into 2 to 5 minute power naps. So, if you look off to the right, you can actually see the baby giraffe right there. It's obviously the shortest one.
I see a zebra.
And then a young one, two young ones, and then an adult giraffe.
To the right.
Now the zebra off to the right here, this is a mountain zebra. Mountain zebra have bolder stripes on their hindquarters compared to the rest of their body. And they also have a dewlap, or it's kind of like this flap of skin that hangs down from their neck. It helps them cool down during the hot days. And you'll also see these cattle coming up on the right here. These are Ankole cattle. The horns that they have around 5 to 6 feet long from tip to tip. Both male and female Ankole cattle do have horns. They're not kept for food. They're kept as a status symbol. So the more Ankole cattle that you have, the wealthier that you're considered. Ooh, trap coming up. All right, so she's a little close. I can't fully stop. I'm gonna take a nice slow roll by her. But remember, your eye level, 7 to 8 feet off the ground. Oh, more mountain zebra coming up on the right here. Getting a little closer view. One of my favorite things about mountain zebra, they've got a zipper line down their back. You can see it right there.
It does have a zipper.
Nice close view. Good view of them there. Always have to check for any more giraffe activity amongst the tall trees and brush. That pattern that they have, it just helps them blend in and disappear. But I'm not seeing anything just yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep on moving. We're gonna head towards the elephant country. One of the ways that you can tell, a lot more fallen trees around here. Elephants are gonna knock down trees so they can get to the vegetation at the top. There's a watering hole up ahead I'd like to check out, so let's see if there's any activity or any signs of activity. Let's see if our luck holds out. We've been doing pretty good so far. Okay, so I can see an elephant up ahead, but we're gonna have to kind of roll past the brush here, try and see if we get a clear view of it up to the right. Oh, but off to the left you can see some mandrills. They're kind of hanging out by the Termite Mounds. Most colorful monkey males around 100 pounds. Always tell the dominant male, a lot bigger, a lot more brightly colored. And then start to get a view of that elephant up to the right there. Elephants are social creatures. Females and their young stay together for almost an entire lifetime. Male elephants, on the other hand, when they're getting older, around 13 to 15, they're going to go off on their own or stick together with other male elephants in very loose herds. So if you ever see young elephants around, usually predominantly female herd. So with this one around, let's head to the red clay pit. It's kind of like this gathering place for elephants. Try our luck over there. Predominantly female herds are a matriarchal-based society with the oldest and wisest female in charge. She's going to tell the herd where to go for food, where to go for water. All important information, especially during the drought season. That is why it is so critically important to protect elephants as much as possible. If the matriarch is ever taken down, it could lead to the detriment of the entire herd. Sadly, on average, about 96 elephants a day are taken out by either poachers or other various conflicts. From the tusk marks, you can see that elephants have been here. They eat red clay. It gives them beneficial minerals they don't normally get from their daily diet. You know how we take vitamin pills? Yeah, it's the same thing for an elephant. Now, currently, right now, we do have researchers working on the reserve. They are studying the elephants' vocal patterns. We're hoping that by understanding how they communicate, we can better protect them out in the wild. We made headway. Figured out that elephants don't like the sound of bees, so they handle the conflict that's going on of farmers' land, eating crops, which is causing contentions, and sadly, sometimes elephant life is lost. Well, with the beehive fences that are being made, elephants are staying away. The farmers still have their crops, and they also get a cash crop from the honey. It's like this literal win-win for both sides. That one was kind of moving behind the rocks there to the left. Here, let's check down to the watering hole so you can get another view. Might be able to see something ahead. Get another view of the Ankole cattle off to the right there. Oh, some more wildebeest too. Several different names in Afrikaans. Their name translates to wild beast. It's a stretch. And then in Swahili, their name is Gnu. That's G-N-U. They get it for the grunting noise that they make. Ooh, looks like you can see a couple elephants up ahead. see a little bit of movement there to the left. As I pull around the bend, you kind of start to see like a young elephant. It's not a baby elephant, but it is a young one. Average pregnancy of an elephant's around 22 months, and babies are born around 200 to 300 pounds. A lot bigger than 200 to 300 pounds. A flock of greater flamingos here. Greater flamingos are the lightest pink and largest of the flamingos, and they get that pink coloration from the beta carotene, which is in the crustaceans that they eat. When a flamingo is hatched, it's all gray. You might see a few gray flamingos there. Those are young ones. It takes about 1 to 2 years for the gray feathers to go away, so yeah, they got a little bit of time. And you can see the young elephant taking a nap to the left. Feel that. Now we're going to be rolling into rhino territory. It does get its name for the amount of rhino activity that's usually seen around here, so kind of be on the lookout. I don't see any rhinos, but you can't really miss them either. Now we can tell that they've been by here though. You can see they've been rolling around the mud, rubbing against the trees and the rocks. And if they're not too far away, we could catch up to them. The reason rhinos roll around the mud, exact same principle as elephants. It protects their skin from the hot sun, it cools them down. It'll also protect their skin from any insects as well. Perfect timing, right down to the right. As beautiful animals as white rhinos are, still being heavily poached for those horns, highly valued on the black market. We're going to see if we can catch up to that one. You can see the ostriches down there do have wings, obviously largest flightless bird. Always have to check up in amongst the brush to see if rhinos might be laying down, because when they do, they look like giant rocks. It's a little difficult. There's a cheetah all the way up to the left laying down. You can just kind of see, so you see these first clump of trees, she's off the left of it, just kind of past that log. You can see a little tail movement. Very difficult to see that pattern, helps them blend in well. Now, we all know cheetahs are fast. They're a daytime-based hunter. They're going to use their eyesight for hunting instead of their sense of smell.
Oh, in the tree.
Brown and white antelope off to the right there is a Bontabot. Coat has a privileged change to it. There we go, there's a view of another cheetah there. Two of them, actually.
Two of them, yeah.
One of the few big cats that can purr. I don't suggest going up there and checking it out, but they can do it. They don't really roar either. They kind of chirp, and it sounds like a bird. Alright, we're coming up to the copies, the rocks will jet out of the savannah. Predators like lions love to use them as a lookout point. Perfect timing coming up on the left here. Now, sadly, lions, and he's down. Alright, we're going to make our way around the other side. We'll see if we can get a clear view of them. As I was saying, sadly, lions have been hit hard. There is less than 20,000 lions left in all of Africa. That's not a lot. The conflict that they're facing is a livestock conflict, going to livestock with farmers getting retribution. Thankfully, with conservation groups and using the idea called living walls to protect the livestock. In some areas, yeah, it's worked. Some areas. We all have to work together to protect lions so we don't lose one of the icons of Africa for forever. It looks like I can see a female lion up, and she's kind of laying down. You're going to start to see the white rhinos to the right, but we're going to actually get a better view on the other side of these rocks. So we'll go ahead and head over there. Now, female lions will do the majority of the hunting for the pride. They're pack hunters. They love to work together or take down the prey. While the male lion, if there are no cubs, he can help out with the hunting. But if there are cubs, he has to stay back and protect them and the territory. Absolutely crucial for the survival of the pride. Oh, good napping spot, a little bit in the sun, a little breeze, and a blamer. Some warthog burrows right around here. Okay, a little difficult. If you look directly to the left, you'll see the log there, and then you see like some hairy rocks. Those are warthogs. Largest burrowing animal ever feel threatened back themselves into a burrow. I wouldn't call them Pumbaa to the face because in Swahili means foolish. So we'll get a view of the ostriches and the white rhino up ahead. As I was saying, they do have wings. Obviously, largest flightless bird, right about 40 miles an hour. Oh, she's moving kind of quick. Typically, female ostriches have gray feathers, so these are female ostriches here. Checking on those eggs, and the white rhino went by the view. Great. Can only make a 5,000-pound animal do so much. Looks like, yeah, she's keeping an eye on those eggs there. One of the eggs weigh about 3 to 4 pounds. They don't leave them on too long. Don't worry about the eggs, though. They're incredibly strong. Human adult male can sit on an ostrich egg nest, and they won't break. Alright, we are going to be making our way into a newer portion of our reserve. This will be the Magadi Glen. It was donated to the reserve by local farmers to help out with conservation efforts, reintroduction, rehabilitation. So you never know what's going to be around here. We are on the outskirts of the reserve, and it does look like the reserve has been doing some renovation work with the wardens. And it looks like one of the wardens is currently raising some Nigerian dwarf goats to help out with a local village. So we're going to keep on moving. Now with the gate up ahead means that we're making our way back to the warden station that we dropped you off at. As we've been going along, we get to see a lot of amazing animals. We get to talk about the conservation work for elephants, rhinos, lions. A lot of times people wonder at home whether you would help these animals out specifically. Well, the first step is research. Everyone has a favorite animal on the reserve. Research the animal, find out what conservation work is being done for that animal, and what help you give to the conservation groups for those animals. The other thing is going to be recycling, but what exactly? Well, old cell phones, laptops, computers, electronics, all of them have a mineral in them called coltan, currently being heavily mined here in Africa. The more we're able to recycle those items, the less land is taken away from the animals. And then we can do what Harambe means in Swahili, come together. We can come together, work together, be able to help protect the animals so they'll be available for future generations to enjoy in the wild. We're just going to cut right through here. I'll be dropping you off at the nearest warden station. From there, just be a short walk back to Harambe Village. But if you are interested in any other up-close animal encounters, you can always try Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Heard there's group of researchers studying family of lowland gorillas that are in the area. There's a meerkat lookout point, an underwater hippo viewing area, and then one of the research stations, there's a colony of naked mole rats. Always need to check out. Well, here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye to newfound friends, just so sound final. I like to use a Swahili word, which is kwaherini. It translates to go well. So, kwaherini to folks. Java chat. Hold it. Watch your hands, arms, legs, feet, right hand side, doors are opening, and watch your step. Hey, folks, have a nice day. Remember, here in Africa, don't be afraid to go just a little bit wild, not too wild, just a little.